Let's go. What's up, everybody? Crypto Okie. Let's go. All right. Crypto's pumping this morning, going into the opening. 10 minutes away. It just started pumping like a couple minutes ago, honestly. So here's Ethereum. We're bumping up against that trend line from October. See if we can break it. I could see us breaking it and rallying into the 200 just because we haven't had any sort of rally during these downtrends. I mean, you had 2 days here of a rally, this kind of pathetic rally. So I could see us, people thinking, oh, it's going to do that again. It's just going to be a really quick rally and giving us a little bit more gains. I don't know where that will take us, but I think we're going to get something a little better than the rally over this period of time, which was brutal. Just things are looking a little better than they were back here in this time. So yeah, here's our descending wedge. It also goes back to the summer that kicked off the Tom Lee summer. This was when BitMiner came out. Last summer. So that's interesting. Of course, we're also keeping an eye on the 20-week with Ethereum. I can see us getting close to that level. Give it 21. I like the 21 better. Look at that. Real flat. That's great. It would be pretty extended for us to get up there, and if we did close, we'd barely close above it, which could be a sign, but I would kind of hope we kind of hit it maybe this week, next week, kind of consolidate and then go higher. Maybe at the end of the month, into August, starting off the new bull run. Who knows? Who knows? That's pretty interesting. We're real close there. And then of course we have this big kind of ascending triangle that we're looking at, which isn't as important at this point, but that'll be something you kind of look back on and say, oh, that was what that was. But it's a little hard to trade that. I mean, you could just trade that, assuming this is the bottom, put a stop loss here, something like that. Let's just go back to the daily real quick. Let's look at some indicators actually today. I want to look at the CMF. That's looking real nice. So yeah, I think this rally has more. I think this rally has more legs to it. I really do. Let's call this a little head and shoulders. Let's give it a. This low was lower. It was about the same. 320. So yeah, I see us going 2100 pretty easily. That'd be my first target. Can we get higher than this? Probably. Now, can we get above 3,000? That would be interesting. That would really tell us what's up. But I think we will get to 2100 first. That would be a good little pullback. And then maybe we can approach the high 2000, 2800, 2900 before significant, correction. Let's see the weekly. The weekly's kicking up, so that's nice. Especially we have this divergence here. Higher low. And I mean, it's the lowest it's ever been, which is kind of crazy. And I like the CMF that it really has marked the lows, where some other indicators mark the low after the fact. The one thing that's been absolutely horrific has been the monthly. The monthly CMF for all these cryptos has just been awful. And there it is. So that's why we got to keep an eye on it. It's not that great, but it is interesting. Let's see if we got anything else. On the weekly, look at the stochastic. I would like this to have been longer, but that's okay. Because we can get up to this level. This thing moves pretty quickly, as you can see right here. So it looks like we still got ways to go. And then even here, we can hang out at the top. I mean, look at this. This took us to the top real quick. And even during this congestion period, it stayed up there. And this still has some work to do, of course. You know, do we approach that 2100, create a little bit of a double bottom on this? We don't have divergence here, which isn't completely necessary, but look, this marked the low here. Here. So that's interesting. I don't expect the MACD to be very helpful in this. Yeah. I mean, it looks not that great. Here we do have the divergence, but not really much. That's nice. So yeah, I think the rally has more to it for sure. Might it be in the days? I don't think this is a month, maybe another week or two. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, it's looking bullish on the daily, weekly, okay, monthly, it's just not bullish. I mean, you could get a rally for a month or two and it could roll over. But there you have it. We are at that line. And even if we don't pierce it today, that might even be better if we can kind of hug on it and later this week or into next week. But that's looking pretty good. And I think Ethereum, let's stick with Ethereum, is the play right now. As it broke yesterday, we had the confirmation, broke this channel. That was dating back through August, so the summer, the high of the summer. So this pattern is looking like it was, 11 months, just under a year. And we are above that. So, and I like it. It came exactly right to this breakout level. So I really like that. Um, beating Bitcoin's pretty significant in the space, of course. And let's see. Let's just move on to Litecoin. Let's stick with the Litecoin, but with the ETH. So this also had I was hoping this would bounce. Litecoin would be the asset to go into, but it just wasn't the case. We had the confirmation of break lower, and then overnight, we kind of got a rally above it, but now look at it, it's down. It's confirming even more. So, I think again, this just shows you Ethereum's the play right now. If you get back into this triangle, if you get above it, definitely Litecoin, switch over to Litecoin, but I think you stay with ETH right now. Just according to this chart, it's pretty clear in my opinion. And throughout this, I've kind of been having to, it was like this, I had something like this. That was a little better, broke, and then I kind of gave it as much leeway as I could until yesterday. I mean, you know what I mean? You can't, it doesn't matter how you slice it, you're going to lose those touches. So I'm considering yesterday the breakdown of this triangle, and saying that it's another ETH summer, I guess. Better late than never. And now let's go to Litecoin itself. As you can see, we're still a ways off of this trend line, which I think it will go up to. It doesn't mean I think Litecoin will do well, but I just think Ethereum's the better play. It's also a little bit less risky. I mean, if you can stay in ETH, Bitcoin, it's just less risky. So I mean, it's outperforming. Two, it's less risky. But let's see when we get up here and see if we can get up. See if we can get into this trend line. Also have this little inverse head and shoulders. So it's still looking good against USD. It's looking, again, good on the daily. I imagine the CMF, a lot of them are looking the same for the inflows. A little different, but you get the idea. Let's see, some might even better in a sense. So I'm not counting it out. Horrible. Monthly horrible. But and then we're in this huge range. So we'll see how that goes. Again, hopefully this is the spring, hoping we can really get up there. And I do anticipate it, at some point outperforming ETH and Bitcoin, which right now it's kind of just on par with Bitcoin. But that's just not happening yet. So we'll see here. That's that. Let's look at it against Bitcoin. Like with Bitcoin, we've just been over a week now. Just look at this. This is crazy. And we're right in the middle against them. So this is very interesting to me. I think breaking higher would be nice. That's interesting. The 200. No, that's the 20. I changed it. Still pretty aggressive. Really slowed down, but yeah, let's see if we get up into this 0.0074 range, create some sort of a pattern here, and go higher into August. So still well within this wedge in the middle upper half, kind of. So that's nice. And then let's do our LTC XRP. Kind of similar situation, but at the upwards bounds. I think this breaks higher. It's been getting a little volatile, as you can see. So who knows? I still think there's a chance XRP kind of outperforms soon. Just kind of one kind of last hurrah versus ETH, LTC, Bitcoin. But I don't expect it to last. It's just my thoughts there. We can check out LTC. I mean, XRP. Something like this. It's just the move will be a pretty big percentage move. 20% to the 200, or something like ETH has, only 10%. So that's what I'm thinking could happen. I mean, you want to be closer to this, obviously, but it's just kind of showing you that it could outperform on a little bit of a pop. And then just to check out XRP ETH here again, you're at the bottom here. Could you get a little lower and then a pop? I think you could. And then I think we get a lower, you get the pop going up to this point, 0.06334 area maximum, and then turning over. But it could just grind lower now. I mean, it's been this 10 days straight down. Yeah, how many days? Except for this one candle, we had almost 10 days exactly bleeding out into ETH. So there's that. Bitcoin. Really, the Bitcoin dominance chart is what I see as interesting. This doesn't look that interesting to me, but here's the Bitcoin dominance chart. So we don't have any USDT or USDC, so it's a little bit better. And see this wedge, see the 200 kind of rolling over. It looks like, I think once we lose this trend line, it's all over. And this trend line dates back quite a while to January of 2022. So 4.5 year trend line, and it's sitting pretty heavy on the line. We touched it. These were wicks on it on the weekly, and now we are sitting on it. So I see this rolling over. Relatively soon, also. We're coming into something. I mean, something's gonna give. I could probably, give this a little more room if I really want to. You can give it more room up there. Does it know the most touches without breaking? Has been my method. So there you go. So yeah, I think that's pretty much that rundown from the charts. Just again, I think ETH is the play here. Now let's go to the order book, because this is pretty interesting. It's nice. They're looking really good. The Bitcoin chart, which we want this to just look like this, green, so that the cryptos can run. It's looking nice. ETH Bitcoin also doing just fine. Ethereum US dollar, we're seeing some, selling, which is fine. It hasn't been stopping the price, which is a good sign, but we're at that trend line, so some people are seeing that. I mean, somebody's taking profit here, playing it safe, and maybe that trend line holds up. We haven't touched it in a while, so it wouldn't surprise me. Last time we were touching it was 2 months ago, over 2 months ago. So yeah, we get rejected by this trend line, that would be no big deal. Let's look. Litecoin, Bitcoin. Kind of pulling back this morning. So here, it's not looking great, not looking terrible. This chart really responds to the selling pressure and the buying pressure, for that matter. So it's kind of nice that it gave up the selling pressure above it. So keep an eye on it there. I'm not going to get into Stellar too much. Orbinero. XRP. XRP USD. So again, I think you could see some outperformance relatively soon out of XRP, but I don't think it'll last. That's kind of my thought there. All right, well, there you have it. Crypto bull market soon. I won't confirm it. I'll wait until we get above this 20-week. That's been my favorite. Let's look. I'll call it the 21. I like the 21 a little better, just because here it might have got you in. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing, but it's about $2,011 is the high. So if we get a weekly close above $2,011 on ETH, I'm willing to say we're in a bull market. And here, I mean, it's a little lower. It's more in the $2,007 to $5. So yeah, let's get above $2,011, and then we can talk about crypto bull market. Hopefully we can break above today. That'd be kind of nice. It would just be more significant to me if we bumped up against this more and then broke it, rather than barely breaking it, or if we get a big day today, which, if we add in another 5-6%, if we get an Ethereum 10% day, that'd be pretty interesting. the day is quite young. And this getting into this level, I don't know if that could happen. We haven't had a big day in forever. But we're only 5% off. That would only be a 5-6% day. We just really have not had big green days. I mean, even here, okay, that was an 11. We had an 11% day there. I mean, it really didn't even give us anything. And then we're going back to October. So, when was that even? That was this year. So we've had like 10% day this whole year. Well, that's Litecoin. ETH, I don't even know if we have had a 10% day, 11% day. So I mean, it's just been tough. Everybody knows that, but I think we're going to get a more extended rally than people think this time. That's what I'm thinking. So, all right. Well, peace. Let's go.